So I would kickstart the presentation with a very interesting video about what we are, who we are. So just sit back, enjoy the video, and then I'll kickstart from there on. All right. So as we go through the presentation, Manhattan Associates, like you know, we are a product development company. We work on a domain called supply chain. Uh, this slide basically talks about one of the top workplaces to work in. Every year, Atlanta Journal, which is where our head office is based out of, which is in Atlanta, Georgia, in the US, ranks the organizations in terms of top workplaces. And for 11 years in a row, Manhattan has been ranked as a top workplace in Atlanta. This year, in 2022 January, Manhattan, India, got certified as a great place to work, which is a great feat for us. So we are all celebrating and being part of Great Place to Work. And it's really nice that you guys are part of this presentation. And we would really be happy if most of you guys part of the presentation today are taking up the opportunity with Manhattan and working with one of the great places to work in the IT industry today, right? So culture is a big thing in Manhattan, right? Culture plays a very important role. Manhattan believes in an open culture, right? Where you have freedom to go talk to your fellow colleagues, directors, everyone who can basically walk up, clear doubts, discuss issues. So the culture of the organization is a very open culture. And Manhattan really helps each of the individuals promote an open culture behavior as an organization. Okay. So this is a very interesting slide where we talk about be your best self. So I will take through in a clockwise fashion different facilities or different options we provide as part of a Be Your Best Self. So Empower is our review process where your performance is reviewed monthly. Your managers connect with you. Global Path is a rotation program we follow where individuals eligible to take part in a job opportunity across the globe can apply, and shortlisted and selected candidates or employees within an organization get to apply for opportunities across the globe. So every year we have a certain set of global path positions which come up in a quarterly basis, in a monthly basis, depending on the need. And every year, if you take it as an average, about 15 to 20 people or employees within Manhattan, India, get opportunities to be part of the Global Path program, where they end up joining as employees in foreign offices of ours, which is in the US or in France or in Australia or in Singapore, right? Among the few on a few locations where we have our employees working at this point, right? Coming to the rewards, we have great reward programs here. President's Club is an annual reward program in the organization where each of the performers in the organization gets nominated globally. About 15 people across each of these countries or locations get nominated for the President's Club. In total, about 50 people participate along with their family members. And when they get nominated as President Club winners, they get to spend a week in one of the most exotic locations in the world. So in 2020 was the last time a President Club event was held because of the pandemic. So 2020, we had the President Club event, which was held in Punta Mita, which is an amazing resort in the coast of Mexico. So Spirit Awards is a award program where every quarter, each of the teams nominate the best performing individuals of their teams. Each of these team members gets awarded as Spirit Award winners, right? We have a program here called Manhattan U, where individuals go through a wellness program. There are different wellness programs which is available in each of these departments where the company helps you be part of the wellness program. We have a very good learning portal called Manhattan Ace, where you have a complete free access into Udemy, which is our training platform. You get to take part and learn courses on Udemy, get yourself certified across all the platforms which is available on the Udemy course platform. Family and community is something Manhattan plays a very big and important role in. So Manhattan Prism is a program where we promote diversity among our fellow employees in the organization. Manhattan Connect is where we connect with NGOs across a region in Bangalore, to be specific, because in India we are in Bangalore. So we participate in CSR activities, and a dedicated time of half day in our calendar year is dedicated to in specific for our CSR activities. Giving back to the community is something Manhattan truly believes in. Every year across the globe, each and every country employees participate in their own giving back to the community program. In India, like I was talking earlier, we have CSR activity where we are tied up with an NGO called Samarthanam Trust, where our employees spend a couple of weekends either helping them cook, teach, or even participate in cultural activities to entertain the NGO students. Right? Work hard, play hard. As the slide talks, Manhattan plays a very important role in making sure all of its employees not just work, but also enjoy and celebrate the fruit of the labor. Every time, once in a quarter to once in a couple of months, the teams participate in fun activities where teams go out for dinners, they go out for lunches, just to make sure everyone's happy, teams together, bonding is great as part of work and play hard culture, right? Just as a company, all of you guys are in college, you guys have tournaments across your colleges where you play tournaments like cricket, football, IPL kind of tournaments, just like all of that. In Manhattan, we have MPL, which is Manhattan Premier League, where across the organization, different teams are formed and everyone participates in an MPL cricket tournament. We have football, we have athletics, all of that happening. So we have a public ground where we book for a couple of weekends and the teams participate in cricket, football, and all the other sports and games events. We have a women's MPL team as well, a couple of women MPL teams across the company where we have both men and women participate in the cricket and football tournaments. Okay, so next I'm going to show you a video. So this video was shot about in 2019 as part of showcasing what happens in a 24-hour clock across Manhattan, India office. All right. So now let's talk about the organization, right? Manhattan was founded in 1990. It was founded in a beach place called Manhattan Beach in California, and that's the reason we have the name called Manhattan Associates. We are not in California. We are in Georgia, Atlanta, right? We have a very consistent leadership team. We are a publicly listed organization. Manhattan is listed in NASDAQ as MANH. And as I mentioned earlier, our head office is in Atlanta, in Georgia, in the United States of America, right? We have offices across the globe. In India, we have offices in Bangalore. That's the only office we have in India. If people are familiar with Bangalore, it's in this place called Brookfield, which is about 1.5 km from Marathali. So that's our office in Bangalore. We have offices across Singapore, Australia, offices across Japan, China, and across the European nations of France, London, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and across North Americas and the South Americas. So in total, as of date, we have 17 offices globally, and that's something we're very proud about. Right. So just to talk about Manhattan Associates as a whole in a small window. So we have over 2,200 clients or customers who work with us. We are a 30-year-old plus strongly growing organization. Across the globe, we have over 3,400 employees working with us. And just in 2019, the R&D organization or the teams in Manhattan participated in 608 go lives. And I believe in 2020, I think the teams participated in over 800 go lives, which is a great thing for Manhattan as an organization. Coming to Manhattan, India, so Manhattan, India has about 1,600 plus employees in Bangalore office. We are a 19-year-old organization here in India. We've just moved into a very, very good facility, which is in Brookfield, which is a 1.7 lakh square feet facility. And 70%, like I say, 70% of the R&D work happens out of our Bangalore office. And so that's something you all should be very proud about, right? So this is a glimpse of our fancy new office. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to spend too much of our time in Manhattan's new office because the office opened in September of 2019. We got to spend a couple of months and then the COVID pandemic hit and we've been working from home from there on. So I pass on the next part of the discussion and I'll pass the mic to Niloy. Niloy is the director with us here who's been with Manhattan for about 14 years, like I mentioned earlier. He would take you through some of the solutions Manhattan provides to its customers. Over to you, Niloy.
Thanks, Tarun. You guys can hear me, Tarun? Can someone confirm?
Yes, Niloy.
Yeah, Niloy.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. As Tarun said, my name is Niloy, and I represent the Manhattan R&D organization. So as a company, we are a supply chain solution provider. We build software that solves complex supply chain problems for our customer. Tarun briefly talked about culture, but another thing which is very important is the purpose. So in Manhattan, we are driven by purpose, and our purpose is we create possibilities that moves life and commerce forward. I repeat, we create possibilities that moves life and commerce forward. Here in this slide, as you can see, there are few clusters of solutions that Manhattan has. Our solutions are broadly categorized into 3 groups. Each group is focused in solving some specific problems of the supply chain industry. So let me start with the first one, which is the Manhattan Active Omni. That's on the left side of the screen, you see. So this suite of products consists of quite a few solutions in it, like order management, point of sales, etc. If you want to know more, feel free to go to manh.com, our website, and you will find much more details about it. But briefly, let me introduce these products and tell you what these are and how they solve customer problems. So the Active Omni, the primary objective of this suite of product is to enhance the omni-channel retail experience for our customer. So when I say omni-channel retail, it means a sort of a uniform, seamless customer experience, regardless of whether you are shopping online or going to a brick and mortar store and buying something, or you bought something online and want to pick it up from the store, or you have gone to the store, bought something and asked them to deliver it to your home, whatever you wish. So that's what is the omni-channel experience means. And this set of product actually facilitates in offering that sort of flexibility to our customers. So one unified experience. Then the second set of products, which we call Manhattan Active Inventory. So it has, again, you can see there are two subsections. One is the planning suite of products, and the other one is the forecasting and the replenishment side of the thing. So Manhattan Active Inventory actually it allows our customers to achieve a single, I would say, single and holistic view of their inventory. And higher inventory means higher cost, and it basically helps you to minimize the inventory cost. Third set of products on the right, which we call Manhattan Active Supply Chain. There also you can see it's been categorized, or there are multiple products inside that. Some of them like warehouse management, billing management, slotting, labor, then transportation planning and execution, hub management. There are a bunch of products which are in collection and collectively call them as an active Manhattan Active Supply Chain suite. This set of solution helps in actually to efficiently handle all distribution, transportation, and labor needs when it comes to supply chain. Manhattan Active Supply Chain is a single cloud-native application that includes basically a couple of main products, which are basically Manhattan Active Warehouse Management Solution, Manhattan Active Labor Management Solution, and Manhattan Active Transportation Management Solution. Now I want you to just look at the bottom of the slide where there is something in bold called Manhattan Active Integration Platform. So as you know, I talked about some of the Manhattan solution, but this Manhattan solution needs to interact to external systems or external solutions or solutions from other vendors. Okay, so to provide that ability where these individual solution can talk to each other seamlessly, we have another solution, what we call Manhattan Active Integration Platform, and it actually provides that ability to integrate with external systems very seamlessly. The last one I want to call out here is Manhattan Active SCI. It's called Manhattan Active Supply Chain Intelligence, and it is a sort of an overarching analytical solution that creates visibility across all of our products. It's not only creates visibility, but also actually gives you actionable insights. So that's another part of the solution. And the other thing, what you have might have seen is that everywhere we are talking about active. Right? So we call our solution as active, as it's a big competitive advantage for us, and also a solid differentiator when it comes to the market. If you want to differentiate with all the customers, so that's our keyword. And why we call this solution active? Because our solutions are always current. They are always latest. So all our solutions are, I would say, designed, architected, developed, keeping cloud in mind. So these solutions are all born in cloud, or what we call the cloud native. They can be easily deployed in cloud infrastructure like Google Cloud, GCP, or AWS. And the other important aspect of this solution is that these solutions receives the new features and functions from the R&D organization. As we build new innovation, these innovations get delivered to the customers every 3 months, every 90 days, these solutions are these new innovations are gets delivered to the customer. They don't really need to go and come and ask us that I need something. So we just give it to them. That's why we call it always current. And basically, it's gone are the days when so you bought one software, and if you need some new feature or functions, you have to upgrade or buy the newer version of the product. No, here nothing of that sort is needed. So all the new innovations and features are getting delivered to you seamlessly every 90 days. So the second part of the second important thing is like these solutions are seamlessly integrated. So each of these solution and the modules within the solutions talk to each other, definitely honoring a predefined contract, but they can talk to each other seamlessly. And that is possible with tens and thousands of API that we have built within the application, and these modules can talk to each through those APIs. You can, and again, the power of the seamless integration comes like you can start with a small or one solution. Here we are talking about the suite of solution. As a customer, you may not be interested in all of it to start with. So what you can do is that you can start with one solution. What is the most important need or need of the hour for you? You can start with one solution. Later, you can add on other solution as you need. And this incremental addition is absolutely seamless because all our solution knows how to talk to each other, and these can be done smoothly without any problems. Then again, third area I would quickly want to touch upon is the continuously adaptive. So all our solutions are highly available and scalable. All our solutions are, we build our solution for cloud, we deploy it in cloud, and we deliver it through the cloud infrastructure, the solution. The customer can always log into the system and they are always available. They are scalable. Our solution has been architected to optimize resources and to optimize cost, because it automatically scales when needed. The solution scales when you need it. Never requires upgrade, and it is fully extensible when it comes to the UI and the data layer. So based on the usage, based on the demand, our solution can scale up or scale down, and get optimized to the load that solution has been exposed to. Yeah. So with that, Tarun, can you go to the next slide? Okay, so this slide is my favorite, and we work with some of the biggest brands of the world. So some of these are very, very big names. There are Target, there are Essex, there's Chanel. You can see Honda, you can see Adidas, Nike, Parker Jones, Puma. There are big names here. Starbucks. These are all our customers, and they love to do business with us as they trust our products, our solutions, and our abilities. And in the R&D organization, our primary objective the R&D organization is in Manhattan is to conceptualize, design, and build innovation using the latest and the greatest technology that are currently available at our disposal. And we do it to solve ever-evolving dynamic challenges that supply chain industry faces on a day-to-day basis. So we solve complex customer problems. We solve some of the most complex problems the supply chain industry has ever faced. And the recent pandemic is one of the example. So we solve a lot of their problems using technology so that our customers can run their business seamlessly. We have differentiated ourselves from Manhattan. Rather, Manhattan has differentiated ourselves from all from the competition, as we are the leaders in this space. So there is something called Gartner Magic Quadrant. Manhattan has been placed for some of our solutions in the leaders quadrant. And to retain, our leadership position, and to consolidate our leadership position, we need smart, dynamic, young, motivated, driven professionals like you who love challenges and derives a lot of satisfaction in solving real customer problems. Looking forward to welcome and work with some of you in our office very soon. Thank you. With that, I give it back to Tarun.
Thank you so much, Niloy. Really, really good in-depth view on what we do in terms of our solutions. Thank you so much for your time. So now we are almost in the end of the session. We will basically, you guys can connect us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, across different social media platforms. We will basically open it up to questions. And I believe there are a lot of questions popping up on the questions window. So we'll go ahead and answer the questions and help you guys clear all your doubts. So I'm able to see a couple of questions and I will answer a couple of them. What role are we recruiting you guys here for? You guys will be recruited for a role of a software engineer. So anyone who walks into the organization as a fresher from colleges you guys are part of, we hire them as software engineers. And this role is part of the R&D team here in Manhattan. I see another question about the recruitment process. The recruitment process would have I think you have an online assessment and then you go through a couple of rounds of interview discussion and then, you will be shortlisted as part of the Manhattan's, campus recruitment program and you will join Manhattan. What is the responsibility of an R&D software engineer? Niloy, do you want to talk about the technical stack that we work on, just from a high level perspective?
Yeah, sure. So I think the question is the responsibility. Yeah, as a software engineer, you will be part of one of our Scrum team. The R&D organization is R&D organization comprises of Scrum teams. Each Scrum team consists of around 8 or 9 people. It's a cross-functional team where people play different type of roles. You will, as a software developer, you will be responsible for the development aspect of the thing. Touching on the technology, yeah, I think I mentioned we use our solutions are born in cloud. It's a cloud native solution, and at a high level, our architecture is microservices architecture, and we for most of our development we use Java as a programming language on the backend side. And as far as the database is concerned, it's any of the RDBMS, but yeah, we mostly work on MySQL. And when it comes to the UI, it's Angular, what we use for responsive UI and building development. Yeah, Tarun, back to you.
Thanks, Niloy. Thank you so much. I'm pursuing my final semester. Am I eligible to apply? The answer is yes. You guys will be participating in the interview process as part of your final semester. Once you guys complete your final semester exam is when you guys come on board uh, into the organization as software engineers. As part of the program, you will go through a in-depth training from Manhattan Associates. You guys will be trained on different skills, technology, uh, corporate etiquettes, all of this part of the role. And then you will be allocated to different teams within the R&D organizations, and you'll have your Scrum teams allocated, and the work kickstarts from there on. I see a lot of questions on the schedule of the test. Aditi and team, you guys want to answer that?
Thank you, Tarun. So for test, we will notify all the candidates about the details well in advance. Okay. So yet we are figuring out the examination schedule of many candidates. As few candidates examination are scheduled on XYZ date. So we will notify the test date well in advance with all the candidates, maybe a day or 2 days in advance. So your test will be normal test that will comprise of your aptitude plus your coding test. Okay, so once the date is decided for the test, we will also share the timelines. So the test will be active only for 2 to 3 hours for the entire duration on that particular date. So we will notify you well in advance for the test date.
Great, thank you. I see a question saying, are there any core electronic jobs? The answer is unfortunately no. And I also see a question saying, is there an embedded related job? We are not an embedded related organization. We are a software development company. So we do not have embedded or, VLSI related roles in Manhattan. What other questions? Is there any particular skills we should have for this role? It's basically about what you've studied in your engineering or in your master's degree, which counts, which is the most important thing. Your skills will be tested in the aptitude and the interviews post that. And we will look for your basics, what you've studied in your college. It can be C, it can be C++, it can be any other programming language if you've been asked to code. I'm just trying to see if I'm able to answer most of the questions. Is it only for MTech students? The answer is no. It's for BTech, MTech students altogether. There isn't a segregation saying BTech or MTech. Both of you are eligible. I think I've answered most of the questions because all the others. Is there an internship opportunity? Unfortunately, no, because you guys are in the final semester. If we are taking you as interns or as trainees, we will intimate you under a situation that our joining timeframes get delayed from a particular week or a month. Then you will be hired in the system as trainee engineers or as interns for a month during your training period, and then you'll get converted as full-time employees. Do you use IoT in any of these technologies? The answer currently is no. Will this be a full-time opportunity? The answer is yes. This is a full-time permanent opportunity in Bangalore. What's the main software you use? We all of us here work on Java platform. Can we directly join full-time employment without internship? The answer is yes. You will join as full-time employees in the organization. Like I mentioned earlier, if there is a training period which has been assigned, then we will basically have the training period where you'll be working as interns or trainees for a month, and then you'll get converted as full-time employees. Is there any branch criteria for this role? Any student who's part of circuit branches, which is ISCS, Triple E, electrical, electronics, telecommunication, should be free to apply. Is there a bond? The answer is, as per the rules, currently we would not be able to have a bond. But then if there is a bond in future, we'll surely let you know. But currently there is no bond. Is there an option for completely work from home? The answer is no. We do not have a permanent work from home option available because you guys are being hired for an R&D organization. It is, as an organization, we strongly believe in working together as a team in terms of bonding. Currently in the pandemic, all of us are on virtual calls and discussions, but once office opens, we will have a hybrid work culture where you will be in office for 3 days, work from home for 2 days, but there will not be permanent work from home from Manhattan. Is there a scope of ML? Yes, there is a small scope for ML, but it takes experience. We would not have freshers hired as ML associates or engineers. I'm doing my Python. I studied in the process. Sure, the question. I think the question's gone. Do we have a specific role for Python? The answer is no. But you've studied basics of Java. Am I eligible? The answer is yes. Data analysis jobs are available in limited, but as freshers, we would not be able to commit to you anything on data analysis, ML or AI. Linux software development. There is a very small team in the organization I'm aware of which works on Linux, but is there a software development team around it? The answer might be no. After joining, is there a training period? Yes, there is going to be a training period, but that doesn't make you work as a contractor or something. You will be working as a software engineer, and they would be software training. The training will be given as part of the requirement of the job. How long is a working day? The working day is 9 hours. Which is flexible. We start by 9, we end by 6 if you're using the office transport. If not, you're using your own commute, then there are people who log in by 10, log out by 7, and the schedule changes sometimes if there is going to be calls with the US counterparts or regions across the globe. So it's completely based on the team, the Scrum team you're part of. But it's an 8-hour working or 9 hours working day. So the CTC structure is going to be 8 lakhs is the CTC structure. There would not be too much of, there isn't a variable pay. There is 7,60,000 rupees as your cash component in the salary. 40,000 rupees would be gratuity, medical insurance and life insurance. Medical insurance covers yourself, your mother and father. In future, once you guys have family, it covers yourself, mother and father, plus husband/wife and 2 children by default. The job location is going to be Brookfield in Bangalore location. What is the growth prospect? You guys are hired as software engineers. Once you guys are performing the role, your next level would be a senior software engineer, and then a technical lead, and then a principal software engineer, and then a senior principal. So we have a 4-level structure of growth. Can you elaborate on day-to-day responsibilities on this job details? Niloy, can you assist me with that?
Sure. Yeah. So as a software engineer, definitely development will be the primary responsibility. But to help you in excel in that, or to do your job efficiently, there are a few other things that you need to do. One is being part of the grooming session, basically talking to the functional lead, understand what is needed, why it is needed, and how we can solve the problem. Okay? So that is another area where you need to be part of. The second thing is that after development, you need to ensure the quality perspective of the thing. There are different ways we do the quality assurance. It's all starts from design all the way to the delivery process. There are different check gates that we need to cross. And then I think lastly, it is like the learning aspect of the thing, correct? So it's to do your job efficiently, because we are in the R&D organization, and nothing is static. Things changes around us, the customer requirement changes, technology changes. We have to keep ourselves updated and relevant as we go. So that would be at a very high level the responsibilities of any software developer.
Thanks, Niloy. I see your question saying, is Bangalore the only option? Yes, Bangalore is the only option we have for Manhattan Associates as an organization. I have knowledge in Python, C++. Am I eligible for the role? The answer is absolutely yes. What kind of questions are expected in the technical interview? The next question might be, can you tell us the questions? Prepare what you guys have studied in your engineering, in your master's degree, and the questions will be around it. What programming language is preferred for coding round? I think we are open about it. We are a code neutral organization for assessment. I do not want to pick up any specific coding language for coding round. Approximately how many number of hires? As many as we can find. Is Python sufficient for the interview? Might be sufficient for the interview. Does it help you in the job? The answer is no. How many vacancies? The minimum number of vacancies is 10. The maximum number of vacancies is left open. If you're able to find 100, we will take 100. What languages does the role require? C++, Java would be the most preferred language we would be happy with. Could you please conduct the test after 25th February? The team is going to communicate to you on the test schedule based on the communications we receive from your TPOs, because they also have to give us slots for when we could conduct the test. And then the team is going to communicate to all of you on the test timing, duration, dates. I think now the questions are almost repetitive, so we'll wait for a couple of minutes, and then I think we would be able to ramp up. I think we would basically, I would stop presenting my screen at this point in time. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this session. Uh, Thank you so much for waiting patiently. I know we had little glitches in the earlier start, but then we were able to take through the entire process. So with the joining be in Bangalore, I see a question. Yes, the joining will be in Bangalore. It will be a physical joining unless and until there is a pandemic, which would make us not travel across cities, states across the country. Otherwise, your joining in Manhattan will be in person because Manhattan believes that an employee, when he becomes part of Manhattan Associates, especially as campus freshers, should be part of Manhattan and should come into the office environment because we have such a good office space and do the onboarding in person. Sonali and team, you guys can take it from here on.
Thank you, Tarun. Thank you everyone for your time and for the queries related to the selection process. So we are having a discussion with your college TPOs and the examination will be planned as per your examination schedule. So the exam date for candidates will be different depending on their colleges and their examination schedule. Time and date will be communicated to you well in advance via emails. Thank you everyone. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you so much, Aditi and team. Thank you, Niloy. So it was good. I think it was a good participation. So thank you, everyone, for this.
Thanks, Tarun. Thanks, people.